Welcome to the webinar about products and preferred customers. I'm Romy Neustadt, and I'm excited to talk to you about one of the things that makes our company so incredibly special. Let's face it, we could have the legacies of the doctors, their global brand, the smartest business model on the planet, but if our products weren't extraordinary, if they truly didn't transform skin, we would not have the successful businesses we do. So we're going to go over in this webinar how to talk about our products, what you need to know, what you don't need to know, how to talk to people about our products, and how to enroll and take care of your preferred customers. So let's get right to it. All right, first let's talk about what makes our products different, because let's face it, there are so many products out there and people get confused. And customers are used to buying products that promise something. They overpromise and under-deliver. And instead of having the best skin of their life, they end up with a product graveyard full of empty promises. So I want to take a few minutes and make sure you all truly understand what makes our products so different and the talking points to convey that to potential business partners and potential preferred customers. So first off, the doctor's philosophy on skincare is quite unique. They believe, and this goes back to their proactive days, that you shouldn't have to go to a dermatologist to get the best skin of your life. They first made dermatology available to the masses over the counter through their other company, and now they're doing it on a more comprehensive scale with Rodan Fields. Now, they also understand, and this is backed by their clinical practices and their clinical studies, that it's possible to get superlative results with over-the-counter concentrations of certain medicinals like retinol. They believe that someone shouldn't have to go through a red, peely, irritated, unattractive face in order to get the best skin of your life. And in fact, most people experience with our products from day one an improved, enhanced appearance without any nasty negative side effects. Now, really what this is like, I love this analogy, it's as if we are offering a cappuccino versus a shot of espresso. Both of those drinks are going to give you the desired result, the jolt from the caffeine. But the cappuccino is a heck of a lot smoother and more enjoyable going down. Well, our products are truly like a cappuccino. Now, the doctors understand that it's a multi-step, multi-med approach to skincare that actually does the trick. They do not believe, and never have, that one product or one ingredient is going to magically transform your skin. No, it takes the right ingredients in the right order, used consistently to create results. And that is exactly the basis of our skincare regimens. Now, the other thing that's important to note is that all of our products are backed by clinical studies. Our doctors do not release anything to market unless it has met expectations or exceeded them in the clinical studies. And then finally, I want you to understand what's so different between our products and what our potential customers may be finding in mass market stores like Target or Walmart, or even in the department stores. You see, any company can dust their products with ingredients like retinol and peptides. And by dusting, I mean like a pinch of salt even. Well, they can dust their products and still put those ingredients on the label. Now, this can be very, very confusing for the consumer. What makes us different is the doctors are including the amount of the clinically proven ingredients that have been shown to transform skin. Now, this amount, you can use the catchphrase, the clinically efficacious dose of the right ingredients that have been shown in clinical study to truly create the transformation in the skin that you're desiring. So that's what makes our stuff different. Now, the next thing you may be wondering is, okay, well, how do I get up to speed on all these products? What do I do? Where do I learn all this stuff? All right, well, first off, I want you to know that for me, 3 years ago when I started in this business, I learned how to talk about these products from our website, our .com site, which you're seeing right here, and from the product inserts that came with the products. And we also have an incredible catalog now. Now, why did I look to these things to learn how to talk about the products? Well, it's because I was in marketing for 12 years. And I know when you have a tremendous marketing department, they are so good at encapsulating everything that the customer needs to know about a good or a service in the marketing material. You know, how to really talk about things in a way that people can understand and to give the value proposition to them, what's in it for them, and how to reach them on an emotional level. Well, here at Rodan Fields, we are so fortunate because we have an exemplary marketing department. These folks, what they turn out, I would be so proud to have had my name on it any point in my career. So in reading about these products on your site through the Magalog and in the product inserts, you will get more than enough of what you need in order to talk about these products. Now, I'm going to go through right now, really, all that I pretty much ever talk about with customers about these different product categories. And from there, if you want to get more info, just look at the resources that I talked about. So with Reverse, here's what we know about Reverse. There are over 100 million people in the U.S. and growing all the time who suffer from the visible signs of sun damage. You know, the dark spots, the blotches, the dull skin. Well, Reverse is clinically proven to reverse all those signs for a more even, luminous, spot-free complexion. And it not only gets to the dark marks on the top of the skin, which is really just the tip of the iceberg, but it actually gets all the dark gunk underneath the skin that is built up over time due to sun damage. That's what makes people look dull and aged. It keeps light from reflecting. So Reverse is your ticket. All right. Now, do you notice I didn't go into huge specifics about all of the ingredients and any kind of molecular interaction and all of that other scientific stuff that, frankly, we have access to, but I just find that our potential customers and our consultants really what they want to know is, does this stuff really work? All right, so for Unblemish, this is a completely different formulation than Proactive. And the doctors have done a few things differently here, and keep in mind, this works for everyone from teenage acne all the way to postmenopausal acne and everything in between. So on step 3 of Unblemish, the doctors have separated out the benzoyl peroxide from the other ingredients. It kind of looks like a Mentadent toothpaste dispenser. So why did they do that? Well, they've learned that when you commingle benzoyl peroxide with other ingredients in the packaging, it tends to lose its effectiveness. So it's only when you dispense the single serving of Unblemished Step 3 that the benzoyl is getting commingled. You're getting the most effective, powerful benzoyl peroxide over the counter. Other thing that's important to note about Unblemished, the toner step. Well, there are 2 choices there. If it's a teenager or somebody else with acne who does not get post-acne marks, who doesn't get those dark marks, go with a clarifying toner. If, however, it is someone who has post-acne and they are 18 and up, the doctors created a spot-clearing toner. And what is so fabulous about this is it's bad enough you get a zit. Why do you need a reminder and a dark mark for weeks or months or years? So that toner step will take care of it. And then finally, they were brilliant to include an oil control sunscreen. So many people with acne, and I remember these days when I had acne, I didn't want to wear sunscreen. It's goopy, it's greasy, it's filmy. It makes your acne worse. And you certainly don't want to reapply it during the day with all that. Well, that is not the case with this oil control sunscreen. It lives up to its name. It does control oil. It is not greasy or goopy. It goes on beautifully. It mattifies. And anybody with acne won't mind wearing sunscreen, which, as we know, is incredibly important. Okay, I'm going to go down to Soothe for a second. Now, Soothe is for sensitive skin. Whether you just have basic flush blush sensitivity, whether you have rosacea or eczema, or even it's shown to be effective, anecdotally, we've heard stories of this, with psoriasis. So what's so special about Soothe? Well, it's very gentle, but even more than that, the doctors created a peptide that's different from the peptides that you hear about in anti-aging products. It's a peptide that literally blocks the inflammation process. And it is clinically proven to reduce redness in 5 minutes. Now, people are putting Soothe number 2 on their kids' eczema. I've done it with mine, on sunburns, on poison ivy, on all of these things, and we watch it work in 5 minutes. It's extraordinary. So it's incredibly popular. And the sunscreen, the mineral sunscreen, is very gentle. I even have customers that have had very sensitive skin and had bad reactions to sunscreens for years. And Soothe number 4 works beautifully. So now let's talk about anti-age. Why is anti-age so different? Well, it's the multi-step approach with the right ingredients that actually work with the skin's natural processes to minimize lines and wrinkles, to reduce sagging, and to minimize pores. Yes, Soothe number 2, that pore minimizing toner, Dr. Fields calls Spanx for your pores. See, here's the unfortunate truth. At some point in our 20s, we start producing less collagen. Yes, that early. And collagen is what keeps us firm and supple. Well, with reduced collagen, we need the right ingredients to help our skin combat this father time, very aggressive father time. And with anti-age, we're able to do that. Now, it's really important that people understand that you want to use all 4 steps of anti-age, and you want to use them morning and night. Now, step number 1, for those of you who aren't familiar, it is a cleansing mask, mildly exfoliating. And the way to use it is to just wet your fingertips a little bit and put it on your face and let it sit for 2 minutes. I always encourage people, and this is what I do, I brush my teeth. You know how you're supposed to brush your teeth for 2 minutes? Well, that's when you keep the cleansing mask on. And please instruct your consultants and your and customers not to get in the shower and let it sit for 2 minutes. It can't be in the steam and the moisture. It needs to be just on its own and allowed to dry. All right? So then we have the enhancements, and that's represented by the mineral peptides over here. And then we have the essentials line. So with the enhancements, there are things like the microdermabrasion paste, which is amazing because it smooths out skin. It exfoliates all of the dead skin that's on top so the products can penetrate better. Also, as we age, our cell turnover rate is much lower, and so exfoliating is incredibly important. Also, I want to let you know with these mineral peptides, these are fabulous. If you don't have them yet, they're something you're going to want. It's not mineral makeup. It's a tinted SPF that also contains the same protective peptides as in Soothe. And they even out the skin tone. It puts on a very good SPF layer, and it also protects the skin from bacterial and environmental pollutants through that peptide technology. Now, for those of you who have prior experience with mineral makeup, if you recall, you had to blot it on very specifically and do circles from the inside to the outside, otherwise it would look too cakey and masky and weird. That is not the case at all with this stuff. You dip, dab, and blend. That's it. And what's great about it is is you know how the doctors really promote reapplying your sunscreen during the day. Well, in the morning you can apply your mineral peptides, and then you can preload that antimicrobial retractable kabuki brush. That's right, it's an antimicrobial retractable kabuki brush, which means you don't have to wash it all that often, not as often as the once a week that other brushes are recommended to be washed. So you can preload it, dip it in the peptides, lock it down, put on the cap and throw it in your bag, and then before you go out in the middle of the day, you can reapply your sunscreen. So it's terrific. Now, 80% of people are using the medium shade of the mineral peptides, and the rest are light or bronze if they happen to have very dark skin. But 80% are medium. Now, the bronzing powder is amazing. I use it for a bronzer, for a contour. I've even been known to put it on my legs in the dead of winter, especially when I lived in Montana, and they were disgustingly white, and that was before our sunless foaming tanner. But also, I use it for sunscreen because it is safe for the eye area as well. So those are phenomenal products. I encourage you to get well versed in all of our products that we offer through your website and the Magalog, because there's a whole host of things, and as you know, the doctors have extended beyond the face to also provide amazing solutions for the rest of the body. Okay? So with that, we're going to continue. Now, if you do want more information, all right, then I encourage you, yes, to go to your Pulse. You see here in the BizDev library, right up here, there's a search bar, and if you put in basic, you can pull up all the basic product knowledge. We have advanced, and there's expert knowledge as well. So if you are craving more information about any of the products or the regimens beyond what you see here, beyond the videos that the doctors do that you can find on the Rodan Fields YouTube channel, then go here. Some of you will enroll estheticians, and they will want more information. Some of you will be working with physicians possibly, and they will want more information. They may even want the clinical studies, and you can type in clinical study in that search bar, and you can get all of that there. But I have to be very honest with you. I have not accessed that advanced information, but it's there if you want it. All right, so now we're going to talk about how do you bring up the products with people you talk to. The golden rule? Remember the golden rule. Always lead with the business. Why is that? Well, it's much easier to have a business conversation if you lead with the business rather than the products. Lead with the business, then default to the products. Now, I go over in great detail how to reach out to people to talk about the business in the webinar entitled How to Talk About Your Business. Not very creative, I know. So I go through all of it there, but I want to highlight some things in this webinar specifically with relation to how to talk about the products. Now, if you are leading with the business when you're talking to someone and they're not personally interested, you're going to ask for referrals, right? And then always remember the very lucrative question. By the way, if you could change one thing about your skin, what would it be? It's very rare for someone to say nothing. I am gorgeous, or nothing. My skin is perfect. No, they're going to say something. And based on what they're griping about, you can say, well, I would be thrilled for you to try our clinically proven products. They come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, and they are producing jaw-dropping transformation for skin. So let's figure out what the doctors recommend for your skin. And I'll teach you how to do that in a minute. All right, so always remember to ask that question before you finish a conversation with someone if they're not personally interested in the products and you've already talked to them about referrals. All right, the other thing that I want to make sure that you are asking your preferred customers when they do come on board, always remember this question, or always remember this statement before you let them go. After you're in love with these products, I'd love to pick your brain about who you know who might be a great fit because I'm really focused on growing wherever they live. Okay? So those are a couple really important things to remember. Now, of course, there will be times when you do lead with the product. You're going to become a walking billboard from what these products will do for your own face. And you may be out and about and somebody you know stops you and says, "Oh my goodness, your face looks amazing. What are you doing?" Well, that's an entree to the products. Well, I fell in love with these products. They're by the doctors who created Proactive. And I can't believe what they've done in such a short period of time. In fact, I'm so in love with them. I actually am building a business around them. Or maybe you're sitting, for example, at a nail salon or getting your hair done, and the person next to you is thumbing through a magazine and brings up how ludicrous it is that there's this ad for skincare, and obviously it's an airbrush photograph with an asterisk that says dramatization. And then you can chime in, "I know, isn't that silly? I'm so thrilled that the company I work with doesn't place ads with airbrush people. Our results are evident in jaw-dropping before and after pictures of real people untouched." That's just an example of how you could talk about it. So please know, 95, 96% of the time you're leading with the business. The rest of the time, yes, if it's a product angle that comes up first, you can talk about that. But always ask in a business conversation before you let somebody go after they have shown no personal interest, at least right now, in the business, and you've asked for referrals, always ask them, if you could change one thing about your skin, what would it be? All right? And then always remember, just keep this in the back of your mind. After you brought on a preferred customer, which we're going to talk about in a moment of how to do that, always remember to say to them, now after you're in love with these products, I'd love to pick your brain about who you know who might be a great fit for what I do, because I'm so committed to building wherever they live. Now, when you are getting ready to talk to somebody about the products, I mean, really get down and dirty, I want to describe that process because it's very important to do this the right way with high touch for your person. Okay, so this is your .com website, right? Yours looks just like mine. Now, some of the time when you talk to people about the products, you're going to be meeting them face to face, maybe at their house or over coffee, and you're both are going to be in front of the computer screen. Now, other times, you'll be on the phone and they'll be in front of their computer, you'll be in front of yours, and then still other times, you will be just in front of your computer and they'll just be on the phone listening. Now, please know, I don't want you just giving someone your business card saying, "Oh, go to my website and go to the solution tool and figure out what the doctors recommend for your skin and then enroll as a preferred customer." Don't do that. They may forget. They may lose your card. They may not do it right. They may decide to become a retail customer. They may be confused. We want high touch, so always set up an appointment to talk to them about the products. Whether it's right away, see if they have time, or if not, set an appointment, giving them a few times when you would be available. So when it's time to figure out what the doctors recommend for their skin, we have the solution tool. The solution tool is where the doctors took their brains and put it in a software program for us. So truly, even if we're one day into this business, we can figure out what somebody needs for their skin. Now, over time, you may not even need the solution tool. Guys, this isn't rocket science. Once you learn the different permutations based on what people answer, you can ask them the questions themselves, even if you're sitting next to them at the beach or standing in line at a movie waiting to buy tickets. But until you feel comfortable, go ahead, use the solution tool. And I would actually go through the process I'm about to take you through now a few times by yourself and put in different scenarios into the solution tool so that you can get familiar with the different answers. So when you bring someone to your homepage, then if you notice right here, it says customize your routine. Click on that. That's when this pops up and it says start the solution tool. That's when you click on the solution tool. And what comes up is this. Our solution tool is fabulous. It's very simplistic. It can be completed in less than a minute. And here's something that was so smart about what our company did. When somebody gets done doing the solution tool, they have the option of emailing the results to themselves. When they do so, you get a copy of that email as well, whosever web portal they're on. So even if somebody walks through your solution tool based on a post on Facebook or because they had your business card, if they go through and they email it to themselves, you'll also get a copy, so it'll alert you that somebody's really interested in the products and taking a look, right? Now I want to go through a few things that you will find with the solution tool that you should just be aware of and how to position this with your customer. First off, the doctors are going to recommend every human on the planet use an eye cream. It is a triple threat. Our anti-age eye cream is a triple threat against puffiness, lines and wrinkles, and dark circles. Okay, so they're going to recommend that to everyone. And for those of you who don't know, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't know, you should be applying eye cream with your ring finger, least amount of muscles on the point of your ring finger. And eye cream should not be applied on the upper eyelid. Our eyelids are thin, and it's a recipe for getting eye cream into your eye. It should be from the crease all the way up to the brow bone, all the way around to the crow's feet, whether you're a man or a woman, and then all the way underneath, getting all of that tissue that tends to be a little extra dry and all those circles and dark spots, the dark circles under there, okay? So they're going to recommend an eye cream to everybody. The other thing that they will recommend to everybody, unless they have sensitive skin, is the microderm paste, because it helps your products work better. It gets rid of that dead layer of skin on top, okay? The other thing to remember is with some of our regimens, like Unblemished and Reverse, that can be, you know, I mean, they really do some work there with those active medicinals. Well, if someone has sensitive skin or dry skin, the doctors will likely recommend an additional step to protect the skin from the inflammation if they happen to be sensitive, and they'll do that with Soothe number 2. Or if they're dry, to add in a moisturizing step so their skin doesn't dry out, and that's either usually an essentials or an anti-age step. Now, if you are working with somebody, one of the customers, and they don't, potential customers, and they're balking at one of the things that comes up in the solution tool, well, if it's an eye cream or microderm paste, say no problem. I'll make note of that, and maybe you'll try it in an upcoming order. But if it's the extra step that will add moisture or protect sensitive skin, you want to tell them the following. You know, our products are really active. They have medicinals in them which truly transform your skin. And what the doctors are trying to do is ensure that because you're dry or because you're sensitive, you're getting the right ingredients to get the results you want. And without that other step, I'm concerned that you won't be pleased with the results. I suggest you go with what the doctors recommend. If you're not pleased, you get a 60-day money-back guarantee, but I really want you to do what they recommend. They're the experts here. When I position it that way, I've never had a customer say, oh, no, I still don't want what the doctors prescribe. No, they want the right results. They really want products that actually work, so they're happy to do it. So just make sure you remind them of that. One thing that won't come up in the solution tool, but I want you guys to make a note of what should be added to different orders, is if someone is going to use a regimen that has a toner, and that is all of them except Soothe. In our essentials line, we have gauze pads. Now, what do we need gauze pads for? Well, when you use cotton balls or cotton pads with the toners, guess what? It soaks up a bunch of product. It's like flushing your toner down the toilet. But with the gauze pad, the doctors were so smart, it deposits just the right amount of product, of toner, onto that pad that you need for your face. So what's that going to do? It's going to extend the life of your toner. Now, all of our products come in 2-month supplies, but I have to tell you, our toners last longer. And that's why it's so great that in our replenishment orders, you can order the products piecemeal. If you don't need a toner, you don't have to buy a toner. Now, if you add on the gauze pads every time, not only are you ultimately saving your preferred customer money, they're getting more life out of the product, but I want you to really instruct your consultants, remind them to order them for themselves as well. Think about it. The commissionable volume for gauze pads are around $6. When you have 100, 600, 6,000 consultants, preferred customers, that additional $6, doesn't that create a tremendous amount of volume? Doesn't everybody win that way? Absolutely. Okay, now, when your customer or you have completed the solution tool, what you're going to do next is you're going to populate the shopping cart. Now, this doesn't automatically happen with the solution tool. The solution tool actually is opened up in a separate window from the original .com product site. So after you know what's recommended, then you're going to go back to the other site, and you're going to go to Shop Now. And that's when you're going to pick and choose what the person is recommended and add it to the shopping cart. Okay? Now, you'll notice up here, it says save more than $19 on this order. Learn more. This is where you can click and start enrolling somebody in our Preferred Customer Program, or PC Perks. Let me explain to you how that would work. All right, so first off, you are going to add the items to the cart. Now, one thing I always like to have with me, and I encourage you to print this out. You can find it on Pulse. It's the Preferred Customer Pricing Guide. This is a cheat sheet, and you'll want it probably at your big business launches as well. It lists the retail price, the preferred customer price, and the discount on all of our products. And corporate always keeps it up to date. So if you're on the phone with somebody, or if you're sitting there, you can always quickly total up what the price would be, even before you add it to the cart if there are any inquiries. Now, when everything is added to the cart, that website automatically tells you what you will save on our PC Perks pricing. Now, our preferred customers are thrilled with this program. They get 10% off and free shipping. And that's what you're going to tell the customer. Please keep in mind, never, never, ever do I ever mention retail. Why is that? Well, first of all, why wouldn't our customers want to save money? 10% off and free shipping. It's a no-brainer. But also, it's better for us, the consultant. We get the product profit difference for our preferred customers, just like we do with retail customers. But our preferred customers become part of our commissionable volume. They count toward each of our PSL1Bs. We get paid twice on our preferred customers, so we want them. Okay? So now let's review how you position our program to a customer. You've added the stuff to the cart, and then you're going to say, terrific, now let's get you enrolled in our preferred customer program. Our customers love it. You're going to get 10% off and free shipping. And you're going to go on auto ship every other month, because remember, our products come in 2-month supplies. But here's a great thing. It's completely customizable. You only need to get the products that you need or want. If you haven't gotten through your toner or your eye cream, well, guess what? You don't have to get it. And don't worry. I will remind you of when an order is coming up, as will our fabulous corporate team. So nothing will be a surprise, and I can make sure you have exactly what you want in your cart before every shipment. Now, there's a one-time membership fee of $19.95. It's like a lifetime Costco membership. This is how I always position it. It's like a lifetime Costco membership. But even with that first order and the membership fee, you're still going to be saving money and then enjoying that incredible savings all the time. So let's get you started. It's very rare for us to get pushback on preferred customer pricing and the program itself if you position it in the manner that I just stated. Right? It's all benefits for them. What's in it for them? And if they find out it's fully customizable, they can cancel without penalty at any time. There's nothing to lose, and they're saving money. Okay? So that's how you do it. Now, with our preferred customer program, and this is the screen that comes to when you click on this, where it says enroll now, that's when you go ahead and create their account. And so just like when you became a consultant, you would enter in their email address, or they would do it themselves. I just have the majority of the people want me to do it for them. They like very little effort. They want me to do it all, and I'm happy to do it for them. So you enter in their email address, and you pick a password, just like you had to when you became a consultant. Now here's a trick. You may be entering in and managing the customer accounts for a lot of folks. So what I do is I pick the password, the same one for everybody, and it must contain at least one number, so I don't have to remember whose password is whose. Pick the same one, and that'll be super easy. Now it's going to ask you for basic information, and after you've done this a few times, you'll know exactly the information you have to gather from a customer. So sometimes now, I won't even be in front of my computer. I don't need the solution tool anymore. And I know exactly what information I need to gather from my preferred customer, and I'll just jot that down on a piece of paper, and I'll even enter them after we hang up the phone call. Sometimes that's quicker, right? Whoops, let me go back for a minute. Once you completely enter in a preferred customer, you process the order, what's going to come up on the screen is a date. That will be their next replenishment order, right? So that date is important. I want you to remember that, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you what to do with that date in just a sec. So you thank your customer for coming on board with you. You're excited for them to get the best skin of their lives, and remind them while your product is coming to you, please promise me you'll take a before picture, just like we want all of our consultants to do. Remind them to take the before picture, hair pulled back, makeup free, good lighting, don't smile, because smiling can crinkle up the face in weird ways, and also to take close-up pictures of any problem areas. Maybe it's sunspots, maybe it's an eczema area. But tell them they're going to want these pictures for two reasons. Number one, they'll take after pictures maybe at 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and be able to see the progress in their skin. In addition to that, remind them that a huge part of our marketing are before and after pictures of real people, untouched, makeup free. And if they allow corporate to use their before and after pictures, corporate will send them a free full-size regimen. So it's a wonderful deal. So you want to encourage and keep the pipeline of great before and after pictures coming, okay? Now, remind your customer that it usually takes 5 business days for the products to get to them. It comes from a Dallas distribution center. Now, some of the folks like in Louisiana and Texas, of course, well, they'll get it sooner. But remember, about 5 business days, all right? And that you'll be following up with them to check in, okay? Now, what I want to make sure you're doing is calendaring the follow-up with your PCs. However you keep yourself calendared, whether it's on your computer, on your phone, a traditional calendar book, whatever it is, I want you to write down these dates. I want you to count out 10 days from this order date when you process this order, 10 days. And I want you to put a reminder to check in with Mary Brown PC. So you just remember. And just for ease, I would write down what they ordered. So reverse REV or AA. Okay, just so it's easy for you to access when you call in. And when you call them to check in, just like I've taught you to do with other parts of this business, I want you to ask a leading question. Not, so do you like the products? Instead, so tell me, what are you loving most about the products? Or tell me how much you love these products. Or have you fallen in love yet? Okay, do you see the difference? And you'll get an excited answer back from them. So it's super helpful. Now, the other date that I want you to calendar is when you process their order, the website gave you their auto ship date. I want you to count back 5 or 6 days from that auto ship date. Just like consultants with our CRPs, with preferred customers, you want to get their cart tweaked and updated 5 days before that auto ship time. All right? So put a note on your calendar to follow up with them, Mary Brown, AA, if she's an anti-age regimen, or whatever coding system you wanted to use. And then also include things that they told you that they might want to try next time. So I always put up for upsell, up, EC for eye cream, or body lotion, or whatever it is that I took note of when we were talking about the products. And then it'll make that contact super easy. Now, after someone is ordered, I always love to send a thank you card. Yes, are notes in the mail a little old-fashioned? Perhaps, but they're highly appreciated. And if you absolutely positively have to do things digitally, then do an online thank you card. Not just an email, not a text, but make it special. That's the kind of kid glove treatment we want to give our customers. Now, remember, as you're following up with your PCs, yes, you thank them for their business, remind them about the before and after pictures, all right? I went through, reminder, mark your calendar 10 days from the order date, all right? That's when you want to follow up. How much do you love these? What are you loving most about the products? Mark your calendar 5 days before the auto ship, all right? And then remember, always pick up the phone and reach out to your preferred customers to tell them about new specials or product launches. If you reach out and call them and make them feel special and that you are giving them the inside skinny first, that is part of this special treatment that they're not getting at Nordstrom or Neiman Marcus or some of these other places. And it's that type of treatment that will make them feel really not like a number, but a huge part of your business. And they will want to stay with you. I want to make sure you're not forgetting about your preferred customers for the business. First of all, they can be an extraordinary source of referrals, but you have to ask them in the same manner that we reach out to other people. The other thing you must remember is to tell your preferred customers about the business. No joke here. We have had people all over the company, including on our team, who have had preferred customers who actually heard about the business for the first time from another consultant. You know, one of the things I love doing with my preferred customers is after they've fallen in love with the products, either on the 10-day follow-up call or at the latest at the auto ship call, when they are chatting, you know, with me about how much they love the products, what's happened to their skin, I like to say, well, you know, there is a business side to this where you could actually monetize how much you love these products. I would love to tell you about it. It just might be a good fit for you. And even if it's not, I bet you could lead me to a few people in your network who might be thrilled to jump on board. Right? Of course. Why wouldn't you? They're already halfway drinking the Kool-Aid. They love the products. The other thing is, don't hesitate to ask your preferred customers to host an event for you, whether they live in your backyard or whether you're traveling to their neck of the woods. You know, you could ask them something like this. You know, I would love to help other people in your circle get the best skin of their life too. Would you be interested in hosting an event for me? I would do everything for it, but I just would love to be introduced to the people you know with skin. And then if you hold the event and you get a bunch of customer interest and consultant interest, before you go ahead and put them in the system, you look at your host, who is your preferred customer, and say, so tell me, are these folks coming in under me or are they coming in under you? And oftentimes that's a great way to get somebody in the business who's hosted an event for you. Also, make sure to tell your preferred customers when you're asking for referrals that you have a generous referral rewards program that earns them free product for every person they send your way who becomes a preferred customer or a consultant. Now, those rewards can be even as little as a lip SPF, or it can be a microderm stick or eye cloth, all the way to, if they give you a consultant, a regimen. So use your discretion. Know what your customer really likes and things maybe they wanted to try, but also be mindful of your current budget. But that's a great way to entice referrals. And then finally, treat your preferred customers like royalty, and they'll give you loyalty. Yeah, does that sound a little corny? But it happens to be true. I have a large number of preferred customers who have been with me either all 3 years or pretty darn close to that. And why is that? Well, I do treat them like gold. I make them think they are so important to me because guess what? They are. And I also have made great use out of the RF connection. That is our department of dermatologic nurses who work really hard at ensuring that all of us as consultants and all of our preferred customers get the best results from these products. The department is headed up by Nurse Mary Radford, who's worked with the doctors for years. And anytime there's a question or results that aren't as stellar as you would hope, well, that's the time to bring in the RF connection. Now, what I always do is I like to lead that conversation. I don't just give the phone number or the email address to my preferred customer and say, go call them. I like to take care of that for them. And I usually start off by sending an email or calling and saying, hey, I've got a preferred customer and here's the situation. I'm hoping you can get on a conference call with me so we can, get to the bottom of it so he or she can get the desired results or something along those lines. And then I loop in my customer. They are blown away at that kind of service. What other skincare company can you call or email and actually get nurses versus just customer service reps? So I really use that a lot. I also check in with preferred customers, even if they've been with me a long, long time, just to make sure that they're still madly in love with their products. If they haven't given me referrals, I talk about it again. I call them ahead of time of right when I hear about product launches or right when I hear about new things coming down the pike before, for example, an annual convention. Guess what? We always know there's going to be a big product launch. So what would I do with all my preferred customers? I will call them up and say, I'm headed to our national convention soon, and I don't know what it is, but they always launch something huge. So I want to get on your calendar and my calendar now so that we can touch base about it before I go. So we can touch base about it when I get back. So let's schedule that time now before I leave. Things like that to make them feel extra special and that you want them in the know. I promise you, if you invest the time in your preferred customers, they will not only pay you repeatedly with their replenishment program, but they also will lead you to a great number of referrals that can help grow your business exponentially. And who knows, many of them end up working with us directly. So, with that, let's go out and change a whole lot of skin. Thanks for watching.